Lately, it feels like the answer to what I want in the perfect home lies in the endless consumption of more. But after taking a moment to slow down over the new year, I've realised that what I wanted may have been under my nose this whole time. This month marks a whole year living in our new apartment. It's got everything that we could possibly need. A large living area, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and even a view. But over the holidays, it occurred to me that we've gone from living in a 300 square foot studio apartment just 6 years ago to one that's now almost 4 times its size. And by taking a moment to step back and reflect, it suddenly became clear just how much untapped potential we sometimes overlook in our homes. And so today is the day where I'm gonna try and change that. Since moving here, the main problem that I've been running into is with my work. Now, I spend pretty much all of my time in this room, as when I'm not sleeping here, I'm either using it to work or to film in. But because I share this space with my wife and our 3-year-old, they're constantly running in and out of here to access the closet and the ensuite, which I have to say is incredibly cute, but when it comes to my work, it's probably not the best for entering into a state of flow. And then, of course, every time I want to film, I have to set everything up and then put it all back again, which adds an unnecessary layer of friction that I really shouldn't have to be dealing with in an apartment of this size. And so, instead of being tempted by this inefficient and expensive idea of upsizing, I think I may have just come across a solution that might make life at home run just a little bit smoother. Seeing as our daughter, like most 3-year-olds, has absolutely zero interest in spending any time away from her 2 parents, this bedroom sits completely empty almost all day, every day. And so I drew a diagram to help illustrate what the problem is here, where a heat map of our home during the day would probably look a little something like this, where you can clearly see that this bedroom is incredibly underutilized. And so the plan is, if I move her into her playroom, which is the den, this will free up this room for a studio for me to work in, which will subdivide the 3 separate rooms in this home into 3 distinct categories, which I think will more appropriately cater to the way that we naturally use this space. I must admit, I have been feeling guilty about the idea of kicking our daughter out of this room. But while having some time to slow down and reflect over the holidays, this time forced me to consider what I really want from life, which isn't a ton of money, a massive house, or a flashy car, but time with my family and work with purpose. And so, by making some changes to our home's layout, I'm hoping I can create the space to produce better content and become an even more present parent, while turning our daughter's playroom into a bedroom that she truly loves spending time in. Okay, so because this playroom is just so close to our kitchen and living area, this is actually the main reason that we didn't decide to use this room as her bedroom in the first place. So to try and avoid the problem of sound and light leaking from those rooms into this one, I picked up this black rubber door sweep to try and solve that problem. And seeing as our little girl is potty trained now, I thought a really nice way to make this room more fun would be to finally take the step of taking the side off of this crib and turning it into a real bed, which is something I think she's going to be really excited about. You love it?
I love the bed. I love this bed that has a side up.
Okay, so it's been a couple of days now, and so far my daughter has absolutely loved sleeping in this new room. And I think that's because this smaller room is just so much more cozy than her last one. But the one thing that has really surprised me about this whole move is that now that this crib is out of the other room, there's just so much space that's been freed up in there, which has made me feel a little bit silly for not having thought of this earlier. And so now, really, the only thing that's left to do is to empty all of the stuff out of this closet in order to make way for her wardrobe and her toys, which will then give me the freedom to move my setup out of our bedroom and into the new studio. And with all of the extra space that's now going to be in our bedroom, I have a feeling that my wife's going to be super excited about this too. When it comes to homes, and especially ones with multiple occupants and space constraints, these solutions aren't always immediately obvious, because our priorities are constantly shifting as we continue to grow and discover more about ourselves and what it is that we value. The more spaces I live in, the more I'm realizing that despite how long I've been a designer, there's actually no way to provide a solution to a problem before it even exists. Because sometimes you just don't know how you'll find yourself wanting to occupy a space before you actually live in it. I sometimes find myself feeling like I need to have everything figured out straight away, but in having this expectation, it becomes easy to fall into the trap of investing your precious time and money into perhaps the wrong solutions, where spending more on housing or furniture is rarely the optimal choice. And instead, by taking it slow and giving yourself the time to reflect on the way that you naturally choose to inhabit a space, you may just stumble across a solution that was staring at you all along. Okay guys, here it is, the new studio. I honestly cannot believe that just by swapping my daughter's bedroom around, she ended up with her own toy closet and I ended up with a gear closet, which is something that I have never had before. And honestly, I am just so excited now that this room is being fully utilized, especially because of these enormous windows and this incredible light, which I'm incredibly excited to start taking advantage of. But before I go, I want to say a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Bellroy. As a designer, I'm always looking for ways to optimize, whether that's spatially, functionally, or aesthetically. And just like I've been optimizing my home, Bellroy helps me stay optimized when I'm on the go too, with products ranging from beautifully sleek bags with thoughtful compartments to calming wallets and organizers. These are things that give you the peace of mind that everything's secure and organized where and when you need them. With solutions for almost every lifestyle or occasion that you could think of, whether you're out roaming the city, venturing into nature, or attending a meeting, their products are packed with clever touches that make life that bit easier and more enjoyable. So be sure to check Bellroy out using the link down in the video description and get 10% off your entire purchase or 20% off my lightweight travel bundle with my 2 favourite lightweight bags. But finally, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.